Inflation is the general increase in prices of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. There are many factors that can contribute to inflation, and corporate greed is one potential factor that can play a role. Corporate greed refers to the excessive pursuit of profit by businesses, often at the expense of other stakeholders such as employees, customers, and the broader community. One way that corporate greed could contribute to inflation is if companies raise prices excessively in order to increase their profits, without regard for the impact on consumers. This can lead to higher prices for goods and services, which can contribute to overall inflation in the economy. However, it's important to note that corporations have always tried to maximize profits. Inflation has been unusually high only recently. If this was due to a corporate drive for profit, it would imply that corporations in the 1990s, 2000s, and 2010s were not driving for profit and were not greedy. There is no evidence of that. Blaming corporations wouldn't help with improving inflation. Artificially capping prices to reduce corporate profits won't help inflation but will have secondary consequences. Pension funds often invest in stocks. Therefore, lower profits for corporations affect many workers' retirement incomes. Another consequence of price capping is that price capping does not just harm shareholders but also harms consumers. In response to supply decrease or demand increase, keeping prices the same results in shortages and empty shelves. In the long term, increasing production is the only way to lower prices for everyone. The fact that there is so much profit in the industry will also lead to more investment, which will help solve this problem. If prices remained artificially low because of a price cap, it would not be possible to increase production. In conclusion, corporations have always been greedy. They haven't gotten more greedy in the last 2 years. There are other factors that have played a role that allowed the corporations to charge higher prices which they couldn't do before, such as large increases in money supply due to central bank stimulus, supply chain disruption caused by COVID, commodity supply disruptions from the war in Ukraine. People have been complaining about corporate greed for as long as Industrial Revolution, and corporations seeking to maximize profits is not a new concept, yet there is no evidence that demonstrates that corporations are any more greedy than they were a few years or decades ago.